Okay, so at this point you have a photo that we've taken of you that kind of represents one word that is the essence of you. So mine's present, and I have used, or we have used the app that posterizes it, so it's got these sort of chunked areas. There are page protectors, like this one, that are gridded out, so they have a grid on them. So you're going to put your portrait into this grid, okay? And these grids, the shape of these kind of coincide with the shape of the large piece of paper that we're using. So we're going to be using a piece of paper that's this size. Let me see if I can get this up a little higher so you can see the whole paper. This paper is, I think it's, 12 by 18. And this is a little bit different of a proportion, but you can see there's 1, 2, 3 columns here, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows here. So we're going to make something similar on here, but we're actually going to have a 5th row on this, which is going to be a little bit smaller. So because these are 3 and this is 12 inches wide, we're going to divide 12 by 3. And so we're going to go across to 4 inches. So I'm actually going to turn this over because there's some marks on the other side. But we're going to use a ruler, and we're going to line it up here on the edge of the paper. See if I can zoom in so you can see there. And I'm going to put a mark at 4 inches. I'm not sure if you can see that on the Elmo, but 4 inches is right here. So I'm going to put a mark right on 4 inches. And you'll notice I lined up the edge of the ruler with the edge of the paper. So a mark comes to 4 inches here. And then the next increment of 4 brings us to the number 8. So we're going to put another mark here at 8. Let me zoom back out so you can start to see those. Now, I like to make 3 marks 3 times before I make a line. So I'm going to move this down to the middle, and I'm going to put another mark at 4 and another mark at 8. And I have some stray marks at the bottom of my paper. I'm going to erase those because I don't want to be confused by those. So I'm just erasing those there. Then down here again, a 3rd time, let me move this up so you can see it, I'm going to put 4 and 8. Now before I make any rows, I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to line those 3 marks up together, and I'm going to make a straight line that is parallel with the sides of the paper, okay? It's important to make all 3. Don't just make 2, because if 1 is off, then you're going to have a wonky line, and you really want to make sure that they're kind of parallel with the sides of the paper. Now, the paper this way is 18 inches, and we have these 1, 2, 3, 4 sections to do. Normally, I'd cut this to 16 inches, but I left those extra 2 inches at the bottom because we're going to add a word into ours. So we're going to use the same measurement system here. So we're going to do 1 at 4, 1 at 8. This time I'm going to add 1 at 12 and 1 at 16 also. So we've got those 2 extra inches. That's going to be where the word is down there. And again, I'm going to do this 3 times. So 4, 8, 12, 16. And I'll write this out on the board or have it next to you so that you remember. And after you do it at 4, 8, 12, and 16 a 3rd time, then you take this ruler and you line up those marks, and you make all 4 of these sections. So you'll do this for all of them. Once you have all of them done, then you're ready to start your gridding. So I'll just zoom this out so you can see it a little better. Move this out of the way. Zoom out. Put this up here. You can see I have all that, including this one at the bottom, which That's just going to be for our word later. And then from here, we have a couple things to remember. We have this, which is our facial proportion general rules. So here this talks about how the eyes are halfway between the top of the head and the chin. So that's the halfway point there. And it talks about how the nose is halfway between the chin and the eyes. It talks about how the mouth is halfway between the nose and the chin. And the corners of the mouth line up with the pupils of the eyes. The tops of the ears line up with the eyebrows. And this one actually says that lines up with the center of the eyes. I think it lines up with the eyebrows, but you can sort of decide that. And the bottom of the nose lines up with the bottom of the ears. So keep this next to you because we are going to be referring to it. You've done some practice with this, most of you, but we want to kind of use it as we start to grid this out. So in looking at mine, I can see the top of my head actually comes off of the paper, and then the chin is in this 1, 2, third box down. So I know that the chin is going to be, let's see, it's kind of central in that third box. So I'm just going to put it like a mark there. And then halfway between the